And then you talked about how, high road leaders are going to be people that are not manipulating. And that's so critical for me. I tell my students who are now my followers, I told people in the military, I love when someone's leveraging me. I do. As long as you're telling me that you're doing it, as long as I'm in on it. I just hate when I don't know what's going on and I feel like you're taking advantage of me. That's where I get a little suspicious. And I think leaders, more often than not, they do their followers a disservice by just not telling them everything that they need to know. And now, here's the other thing, that part of that though, followers have a responsibility to be listening and paying attention, because it's not the leader's job to always catch them and say, hey, did you get all that? At the end of the day, we all got a responsibility in this life. But I think that leaders that are working their best to be not just high road leaders, but the best they can be for their people, they're going to work on, I think, telling them all the information that they know and hopefully building that trust up. So when they don't have the information, they can still get the followers to support them, because it's probably, unfortunately, a crisis. Um, Now, this particular event we're hosting in Ocala, I'm trying to get people to come in person in Ocala to hear leaders that are all coming from Ocala. And I'm doing this, number one, because kind of some people said that it was, first people said it couldn't be done. Then I went to your event last year and saw Live to Lead, and I was like, there's a whole room full of people that are interested in the same stuff that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And then the next thing was, I know that we're growing. And so I guess my question for you, Mark, is where do you kind of see Ocala or leaders in Ocala going next 5 to 10 years? And what's your perspective on how people can best swim, guide, row the right direction so we can all be on the same team?
Yeah, that's a good question. So Florida is growing. I think there's several reasons for that. One, uh, how we experienced the pandemic compared to other people.
Right.
There was a lot of freedom here. Our local and state government allowed us to lead ourselves and to lead our organizations. And so I think people saw that, and many have said, "Hey, I want to go there." We are the Sunshine State, and so of
Right.
course people come because of that. Ocala, for anyone who isn't aware, we're right in the center of the state. We're north of Orlando, south of Gainesville, straight across from the Gulf and from the Atlantic. And last several years, we've had a bad run with hurricanes. And so we have people on the coasts who they want to stay in Florida. So they've come to Ocala. Relatively speaking, although our housing market is definitely up, expensive in Ocala compared to the coast, it's much more reasonable, and you can actually have some land here. All those things, having the College of Central Florida here, UF just to the north of us,
Right.
is very attractive. And then other areas in Florida, those urban zones have become so congested. You just can't get around at all. Now, I know here in Ocala, many of us can complain because, our traffic has definitely increased. But compared to Orlando, to Jacksonville, to Tampa, to Miami, to Fort Myers, it's nothing. So we are growing. Our local Chamber of Economic Development here has told us, CEP, that we're growing 260 people every week. So every Friday, another
Right.
260 people have landed. We're building new elementary schools. You drive around town and you see multiple housing developments everywhere. So I think one, that means change is coming to Ocala. And Ocala, we've got some really great people, but many haven't seen change. It's kind of
Right.
been just the same old good Ocala over the years.